Hello everyone, it's week 10 of Season of the Lost, and we have a challenge called Display of Supremacy. This challenge is a bit of a grind, so I've done the math, and I'm here to share the fastest way to get this challenge done. To earn the ornament, you need to get 2 resets of reputation with a Vanguard. A full reset costs 10,000 points. That's a lot of points. To earn all those points, you do various Vanguard things. Strikes, nightfalls, all those good things that Zavala has to offer. There's also a streak bonus for doing only Vanguard stuff in a row. At 5 activities, you get the maximum bonus. I got my bonus up to 5x, and then here's what I found. A single run of any strike will give you 135 Vanguard XP. A single run of the adept difficulty of a nightfall will give you 195 XP. A single run of the hero difficulty of a nightfall will give you 262 XP, and it keeps going up from there. But here's the thing. We don't just want the thing that gives us the most points. We want the thing that's going to give us the most points per time involved. So sure, a hero nightfall gives us more points than an adept one, but if it takes twice as long and only gives us 1.5 times the points, then that's a bad deal. In the end, the fastest way to earn points is simply choose Lake of Shadows from your director and run it again and again and again and again. At 135 XP per run, 10,000 XP that's needed for a full reset, just barely 75 runs of Lake of Shadows at the full 5x streak bonus to get a full reset in. And you need 2 of them for this ornament. Whew. On a week where Lake of Shadows is the nightfall, it might make sense to do adept or hero runs, but given that that won't be coming around for a couple of weeks, most of you will probably get this done before then. But if not, you might want to give a few low-level nightfalls a try and write down your times. It might make sense. Most nightfalls are significantly longer than Lake of Shadows though. I tested this when Exodus Crash was the nightfall, and it simply took too long for the amount of points. Luckily, you probably already have a bunch of Vanguard points, so you probably won't need to run a full 150 Lake of Shadows to get this done. However, even with that, I do have a big tip for you to knock out this challenge. If you can do this with friends, I highly recommend it. While I did a bunch of these by just queuing into the strike, it was clear that a bunch of people there were AFK farming, and that slows down your time significantly. With public groups, I was finding that it was taking about 4 minutes and 50 seconds to complete the strike, which is totally fine, except that we're running dozens and dozens of this strike in a row. We were able to get that down to just over 3 minutes with a little bit of practice. For a full 75 Lake of Shadows, that's 2 hours and 20 minutes less time, so it's definitely worth it if you can find 2 friends. Okay, now that we've sorted that out, you may want to know, how do you run Lake of Shadows quickly? Well, here's my biggest tips on how to get your Lake of Shadows time down. First, the most important one, you don't have to kill every enemy to advance the strike. Often, simply running past things is the fastest way to get something done, and only one enemy actually matters to move forward. Get 100 recovery on and start running. I'll point out the specific enemies that you need to kill in just a moment. In the first part of the strike, you can kill the first blight, but don't kill the second until the person is almost at the 3rd blight. Then kill the second, and then finally the 3rd. If you do this quickly enough, stuff won't spawn in. Speaking of spawning in, a bunch of enemies including a boss do right after you kill that 3rd blight. Tip number 2 is you only need to kill the large centurion that spawns in order to move forward. We were standing by the blight, killing him, and then running into the tunnel immediately, and just completely ignoring all the other ads. You can also pop out your sparrow in this hallway to move faster as well. This next section can be made fast by jumping all the way to the end and killing the yellow bars that are down there as well. We found that sometimes we die, and so we just ended up killing everything normally. It's a couple of seconds slower, but it's more consistent. You may want to try being more aggressive here and maybe backing off if you can't do it either. Shortly afterwards, you can jump up here and then here, and then just run past all of this nonsense. Kill this wizard and move on with your life. Finally, for the boss, a well and fusion rifles will do the trick. Swords also work great too. The boss should be the simplest part of the whole thing, funny enough. So there you have it. That's my tips for the Display of Supremacy challenge. Have fun practicing your Lake of Shadows speedruns, and I'll catch you around the tower sometime.